Yes, people, we are finally live. Lateness is greatness. You get me? Big up everybody that has been waiting in the chat. Smash the like button on the waiting. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. We are on the road to 10K, so help us get there. You get me? But I'm with two guests today. Usually it's just myself and Lee Gunner. But Kenny Ken has joined us today. Kenny, how you doing? I'm gonna start with you, my guy.
It's been like mixed weekend. You know how much I love my boxing. I'm still smarting about that daylight robbery in Glasgow. So I'm gonna have a rant about that at some point. But as a football fan, I saw some of the best football in terms of like Chelsea and Liverpool. I thought that was a great exhibition of its defending, goalkeeping, and midfield play. And I think that this is an Arsenal themed show as well. I think that this is where Arsenal needs to aspire to in terms of like, where they're going to get into the future. They're going to want to challenge for the league and challenge for the Champions League. People, talk about Mikel. Well, Mikel needs to get to that level and get that level quickly because Arsenal are missing out here.
Absolutely. Lee, how you doing, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good. It's bank holiday in Spain today. Bank holiday, Andalusia
Day. That's the
one.
Yeah,
come on,
Yeah,
and, yeah, man. It's just been a chilled one, really. Just chilling, doing absolutely nothing. Just doing nothing.
Hey, bro, better doing nothing in Spain than doing nothing in England. I'll say that right now. You know what I mean?
The weather's been all right today as well. It's been nice.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, speaking of England, just a travesty happened yesterday in Wembley, bro. We're going to talk about that. I don't know what too long, and I was stressed when Kepa put that penalty over the bar. Obviously, we're gonna start with that because that's the bants we're gonna get that out of the way. But I will say this, yeah, I'm not putting no blame on Kepa. Yeah, first of all, as a goalkeeper, I don't expect his conversion rate to be up there. Do you know what I mean? And second of all, should have never got to penalties in the first place. He should have never seen the pitch. But that's my opinion. But lads, what do you think on the whole penalty situation? Is it right for Chelsea fans to be blaming Kepa for missing that penalty? Or not saving 11 penalties?
Well, saving the penalties. Listen, every penalty was top class, mate. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Literally every penalty was top class. And you should expect the goalkeeper to save no penalties. It's a free hit. It's a free hit from 12 yards out. Yeah. So I'd expect every single footballer to bag a penalty. But it don't happen like that. In terms of skying his one over the bar, he's not a penalty taker. He's a goalkeeper for a reason. Right? I blame the manager. Yeah, you take off one of the best keepers in the world who was in the penalty shootout in the AFCON final. Yeah, and you take him off, and he was brilliant in that game, by the way. Yeah, game yesterday. Yeah, the save he made off the corner, off that header, was insane. The save from Mane, insane.
World class, yeah.
And like I was speaking to Rance about this earlier, and he was right what he said. He said, like, yeah, statistically, the goalkeeper might be better on penalties in training. Who cares? Yeah, that guy's played the game. He's played 120 minutes. His confidence will be high. He's made some world-class saves in the game. Put him in goal. Keep him on the pitch. And it looks good when it comes off. But if you don't save 11 penalties and you spoon your one out the ground, yeah, it's on the manager, mate. It's on the manager for me.
Kenny, do you agree?
Well, yeah, definitely. But one thing is that, Kepa has proved that he is, good at, penalty shootouts. And I'm not just talking about the penalty shootout in Belfast when you beat VRL. It's in the penalty shootouts you've had in the Carabao Cup, going against Southampton. I think was there 2 games that went to penalties? I know Southampton went to penalties and he did his bit. But Lee's right. I was talking about the great exhibition of goalkeeping for both goalkeepers. Kelleher and Mendy as well. And I thought that Mendy looked unbeatable. There were some of his saves, especially the double save from.
He had no right to save that.
Provide logic, and then how he got down to Van Dijk's header, and then there was actually a save. I think there was a save just before in injury time as well, where he made some really good saves. So he was pretty confident. But it's risk and reward, isn't it? There's 2 reasons why the manager would have brought Kepa on. One, because he feels that he's got a good penalty success rate in saving them, and 2, I think maybe he feels guilty because Pepper's, been his Carling Cup goalkeeper. Plus, when Mendy was in Africa, all intents and purposes kept Kepa and raised his game. But at the end of the day, cup finals, if you made the decision to play your number one goal in the cup final, then you've got to stick with it. It's no good, trying to make a token gesture and bringing on with penalties, because let's face it, as Lee says, the penalties are great quality, highest quality. I mean, even Canuta's penalty.
I expected him to miss.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be him or Kelleher that was going to miss.
Yeah. I was expecting a lot of players to miss, and they just didn't miss. They was cool as cucumbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was, to be fair, 21 top quality penalties were taken. That, yeah, but except obviously Kepa's. But
a bit like the final in Poland for the VRL Man United. All the quality penalties except for Hayes.
Well, look, in terms of the decision that Tuchel took to bring on Kepa, for me, I understand it. His record in previous penalty shootouts, I think he saved 4 penalties this season alone, or in his last 4 shootouts, he saved 4. So that's a record in itself. You can understand, like, if he's gonna call upon him to jump on. I understand Mendy's playing with the confidence. He's had an absolute world-class performance. But in terms of actually saving penalties, he's had a terrible, terrible record. But that's not to say that, because some people are saying, how can you call Mendy world class if he can't save penalties? Well, Peter Cech couldn't save penalties to save his life.
We know about it.
Yeah, you see, when he saved that penalty in the Champions League, it was just like, it had to happen. It was written in the stars. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that he saved it. So I'm not really going to criticize Tuchel too much for that. But let's rewind a bit and get back to the actual game, because there was plenty of opportunities for this to not even get to extra time. Yeah. And again, I keep saying this time and time again about Chelsea Football Club. Our finishing was disgraceful yesterday. Nothing short of disgraceful. Mason Mount, I'm going to talk about him, and I know I'm putting my neck on the chopping board by discussing him, because you see how Emil Smith-Rowe is your golden calf at Arsenal. This is Mason Mount at Chelsea. So I'm probably going to get a bit of like a hostile feedback, but I couldn't give a shit. Yeah. If you want to put this kid, no, honestly, Kenny, if we want to put kids in certain standards, right, you have to compare them with kids at that standard, right? You see what I mean? If you want to talk about him being a quote unquote elite player or on the road to being an elite player, you put at minimum one of those chances away. At minimum. And and in a cup final as well. This is the thing, and it's not the first time he's cost us in a cup final either. You see what I mean? How many times are we going to give him a chance to actually provide in big moments the way big players are supposed to do? This is what separates a lot of the top class players from the average mediocre players. In big games, they turn up. They create opportunities and make things happen. 2 glaring chances that this guy missed. Not even just the one that hit the post. There was another one that he should have scored. In fact, there was 3. There was another pass that he received in the first half, and he took the turn so slowly, and the defender just got in front of him before he could take the shot off. Conversations need to be had here. Listen, I'm not bashing the brother. I'm not saying he's a dog shit player, but Chelsea fans especially, we got to reassess how we're looking at this guy. Yeah, because the way he's been managed, I'm looking at the root of the problem, which is the board. Because if we're having it right, Mason Mount should not be playing week in, week out. He should be behind somebody who's of higher quality to take the pressure off him. You've got Phil Foden, who, in my opinion, is way more talented than him. But he's been developed in a way that's going to benefit him, because he's got players like De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, and these guys all ahead of him. So the pressure's not really on him. Chelsea was supposed to be able to facilitate that and slowly put Mason into the squad. Now that you're seeing this, he's in the spotlight, all of this pressure, it's not helping the situation. But lads, talk me, because you both watched the game. Like, do you think that Chelsea should have come away with a win after 90 minutes?
Go on, Kenny. You go first. I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch it. You know what? Yes and no. Because I think the first 15 minutes you started off really, really well, and that was then, when Pulisic missed that chance, and then from the 15 minutes onwards up until like maybe 35 minutes, that's when Liverpool came into the ascendancy, where they had chances, where they were starting to win the midfield with Henderson and Fabinho and Keita, and they were starting to get Diaz and Mane into the game. Salah was still quiet, but those 5 players were getting the game. And then just when you thought Liverpool getting control, that's when Mason Mount missed that chance. And then there were key moments where Chelsea started well in the second half and they finished towards the end. So in that respect, one thing is that if you talk about the chance they missed, and you've talked about the 3 disallowed goals, then maybe you can say that, because it's arguable that when you look at Lukaku's the goal that he put away, and you look at the fact that he gets back the goal, it's very inconclusive, because you look at that and you think that looks a bit level, but someone who's more qualified than me said it was offside, and that is a very controversial decision. But then Liverpool can say the same thing, that I've seen those goals given. But in saying that, one thing Chelsea did really well is that I've got to commend a few of your players. First one I commend is Alonso, because you guys give him absolute stick, and I thought tactically he was brilliant for you guys, and he wasn't getting run out of the game by
But I'll say this though, Ken. Do you know what saved him is the fact that a lot of that attack from Liverpool was focused on their left side, or with Robertson.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, but there was an instance where he got the press. Where he didn't try and get into Alexander and got passed around him. He actually got it. Plus, I suppose he's a taller left back. But again, your Mendy was fantastic. It's one of the best goalkeeping I've ever seen. But it could have gone either way, because obviously Chelsea are going to feel hard done by. They're going to look at another instance with Keita as well, where the boot is up again, or maybe they could look at the situation where the head's gone in with Alexander-Arnold and like Havertz. So in that respect, Chelsea did enough to win the game, but they're playing a good team in Liverpool who had chances as well. So it could have gone either way. And I just thought that Chelsea should have probably taken the game away from them, because when Liverpool took off Mane, they took off Diaz, their quality and the quality players in terms of their killers weren't on the pitch. That's when you should have taken advantage.
Yeah, they gave us the impetus as soon as them came off.
No, they're taking, because their midfield was weakened. So was their attackers. I was thinking, come on, mate. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan and jealous of your success, but as a football fan, I'm thinking, right, go for the kill, because penalties can go to either way.
Guns, am I wrong? Because listen, I purposely didn't mention, the foul on Chalobah, although to me it was a clear red card. The disallowed goal that Lukaku scored, that was quote unquote offside. Here's my thing. As me, I'm a strong believer of a top quality side doesn't look at referees for decisions or to win games for them. You go out and do the job yourself. Now, I got a bit of stick for that, because before them 2 moments there, we should have been 2-0 up. Am I wrong in thinking that, Lee?
No, listen, you're right. And I watched the highlights. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole game. So you two have a better take on it than I will. I don't think that was a red card. And I'll tell you why. They both had their feet up, studs showing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if one goes, they both go. I know one caught the other and this and that, and he had stitches, and he tweeted and he crying about it. Oh, I had stitches for this. Not every foul. Not every tackle is a foul. Not every tackle like that is a red card. Yeah, they've both got their feet up here and they're going towards you. One's going this way, one's going this way, but their feet are both off the floor and their studs showing. So I don't think it was a red. Yeah, but that's just my opinion on it. In terms of the game, yeah, Pulisic, shit, bruv. Yeah, I'll say this every week to Matisse. Yeah, that guy is not good. Yeah, that guy is not good. I mean, the goalkeeper made a great save with the first chance.
Mate, I'm happy you mentioned that. Listen, let's not even praise the goalkeeper. He hit it straight at him.
Well,
he had literally had
the goalkeeper stayed up tall though. He could have dropped quite easily.
No, it's a fact. Bro, you see from there, it's just like, why are you not going for the far corner? Why? It's basic common sense, bro. Serious. How are you?
It's rubbish, mate. 60 million you paid for that guy, yeah? 58 mil, something like that. Why does nobody mention his price tag? Because the guy is made of glass and hardly plays. Yeah, and when he does play, he barely performs. Oh, but he can run around and jink around like Eden Hazard did. Yeah, he's nowhere near Hazard level. The way your fans bang on is like he's the next Hazard. He's crap. But anyway, that's by the by, yeah? He should have had a couple of goals. Mason Mount, I don't know how you've hit the post. How are you hitting the post from there? Anyone on that pitch, any other player on that pitch, even Werner would have scored that. Well, actually, maybe that's a bit of a stretch.
That's a bit hard.
But no, all jokes aside, you should have won that game.
100%.
Yeah, and you've only got yourselves to blame. Yeah, and people are going to blame the referee. Like, that's what happens. That's what football fans do. They'll blame the ref. Oh, they should have had 10 men. Like I said, both of them players had their foot off the ground high with their studs showing. Yeah, yes, he got caught, and yes, he had stitches, but they both had their their feet off the ground with their studs up high. So at the end of the day, Chelsea fans are going to be very upset, and I get it. But you've only got yourselves to blame. Your finishing's crap. As for the offside goal from Lukaku, I thought that was on. Yeah, and I've seen about 6 different angles of it, and it still looks on to me. Yeah, but it weren't, for whatever reason, it weren't given, and it's offside. And you pocketed one of the best players on the planet, mate. Yeah, Salah did nothing. Yeah, from what I see in the highlights, and it was extended highlights. It weren't 2-minute clipped or anything. Yeah, so you've got to take credit for that. You've got Alonso that, like Kenny said, none of your fans really like him. I think he's quality left back. I think he's really good. Yeah, and you pocketed Salah. That is not easy, mate. That is not easy. Yeah, your goalkeeper had one of the best goalkeeper performances that I've seen for as long as I can remember, and probably one of the best ever in a cup final. Yeah, I mean, that was just ridiculous. Save after save.
Yeah, it was, to be honest with you.
And it weren't just idiot saves like where it's just hit him. He's actually reacting and saving them. Yeah, the one from that corner, yeah, that was one of the best saves I've seen this season. Yeah, that was just insane because the player ducked in front of him.
Yeah, I saw it late. I was just about to say. And for the size that he used to get down that quick, you have to give him his
But that's what makes the decision to bring Kepa off the bench even more stupid for me, because the size that he is. Yeah, Mendy's massive. I know he's skinny like me, but he's really tall.
Huge.
I've seen him in the flesh, because when I like to go and watch the players train, and when he was coming out of the Emirates, I'll tell you one thing: his legs are like trunks. I think
are they bigger than yours, Kenny?
I actually mentioned to my brother that Canute at Liverpool and Mendy make us look like midgets, because I stand.
Canute's a big boy, innit?
But is he actually that? Is that big?
Mendy's legs. He's 6'6", but his legs are like that. And I mean,
nah. See, he don't look like that on TV, does he?
No, but so when I looked at him and I saw him running out with the Chelsea players, I thought, yeah, that's why. That's why. I got it. I got it. Yeah, that's why. And the first thing I said to myself is that there's no way Alizabaga is ever going to get a game again after I saw him in the flesh.
No chance, man. Yeah, and the thing is as well, I want to bring back something you said a minute ago, Guni, that about Mason Mount, right? That you said that if fans put players on such a high level, then you have to criticize them on that level.
You hold them to that standard. Do you get me?
Exactly. So I'll give you the example. Saka, he's the golden child at Arsenal. Yes, Smith Rowe at the moment because he's bagging goals. Yeah, but Saka's seen as the star boy. Yeah, he's the star boy. Yeah, he's the top boy. He's going to be amazing. He's our best player, this and that. And our fans go on like he's a prime Ronaldinho. So then when he has a shitter, I'll hold him to that prime Ronaldinho standard and cuss him. Yeah, simple, isn't it? Stop making out these players are better than they are. Yeah, at such a young age. Right? Stop making them out to be world superstars. They're not. Yeah, they're very good players at the moment. Whether they can want to become great players for the club or for another club, wherever it may be, and they'll have careers. Of course they will. I mean, Aaron Lennon's still kicking a football around at Burnley, mate, and he's shit. Yeah, let's be real, right? Well, he is, isn't he? Right? He's just a shit Theo Walcott. That's what we used to sing to him, and he fucking is. He's crap. Yeah, he is. And he's still kicking ball, and he's 30-odd years old. So these players will get a career, but it's how good their career is, yeah, and it's how good their level is and how they're remembered. Having a couple of good seasons, if you're Mason Mount or Bukayo Saka, or even Smith Rowe this season, doesn't define the rest of your career. Yeah, you have to now kick on and go again. Yeah, and Phil Foden, Smith Rowe. Yeah, Phil Foden is probably, he is levels better than any of these players that we've just mentioned, right? Because he's got a better manager. Yeah, and he's got a better group of players around him. And he knows his level, and he knows don't take the piss. Yeah, because Pepper just go, bollocks, you're sitting on the bench for the next 6 months. Yeah, so he has to keep trying to be better. And when you look at the competition he's got for his place,
exactly,
he's got Sterling, he's got Mahrez, he's got Bernardo, he's got Kevin De Bruyne because he's played centrally at times. Yeah, they have got Gundogan's another one. All of these players are fighting, and they change the players around in the team. So it's not like Phil Foden just stays left. He'll play right sometimes. He'll play centrally sometimes. He'll play false nine sometimes. You know, and when you've got a manager that we have, sometimes it's very easy for these players to just go whoosh. They'll go on a massive high. Yeah, a team will come in for them. Yeah, they'll leave, and then they might get better. Yeah, if it's a Pep or somebody like that, for example. Yeah, or Real Madrid or whatever. Yeah. But if they stay at Arsenal, these two, and if Mason Mount stays at Chelsea, sometimes you get in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Pep won't allow anyone to get in their comfort zone because he's just ruthless with it, and he's got every right to be ruthless with it. So I think there's only 2 managers. I was talking about this earlier. I think there's only 2 managers that have won more trophies than Pep. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. And Fergie's one of them. And if he carries on managing, he'll overtake Fergie because he's only 51. You know, and he's 17 trophies behind him. So
Fergie retired at like 70, didn't he? Or close to that.
73, I think, 72.
Wow. Yeah.
Wenger was 68, I think, when he left Arsenal. 69.
He's got plenty of time.
And this is the thing, like, you know, sometimes it's the club, it's the fan. But the thing is, the fans, I don't see Man City fans. People who have the joke go, there ain't any. Yeah, but people, I don't see Man City fans sitting there making out Phil Foden's the best young kid in world football ever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. And that's because they've got a quality manager. They respect their manager. They respect the club. They respect the other players at the club. And they realise they've got a world-class team. Whereas we have not got a world-class team. So these 2 kids that we have, they get put on a pedestal and they're the saviour. Yeah, with you ain't got a world-class team. Go through your team. Your team is not world-class. You've got a couple of world-class players, but that is it. Yeah, so I get why your fans start gassing up Mason Mount and gassing up Chalobah and all of these other players, because it's not the Chelsea of when you had the Robins and all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a different Chelsea now. Although you are still winning, apart from yesterday.
It's not as strong as it once was. 100%. I agree with that. I will say before we move on to Arsenal, I do want to talk a little bit about Kai Havertz. I've got to talk about Kai Havertz's performance yesterday because you know what? I know.
Superb player. He's a superb player. And the thing about it, what I like about him is he exploits space. Oh, you don't like Havertz? I didn't realise that.
No, it's funny because me and Rans were cussing him on Friday, absolutely ripping him a new one on Friday. Yeah, he obviously watches the streams.
I think Kenny, I don't know what's going on with Kenny. I don't know if his phone's rang.
Somebody's probably tried calling him, man. Tried calling him.
No, but Kai Havertz, he has been a big game player for us, and I understand the frustration why he does divide opinion because he doesn't do it consistently enough. He doesn't. But then Kenny, you still there? Hold on. Let me get you out and bring you back in so you can uncrash. His picture's black. Kenny, you there? There he is. Yeah,
mine internet's fine. I thought
we got you. You're good. You're good.
No, I was just talking about Kai Havertz, and I think that I don't know what our Chelsea fans feel about him, but I think from the outside looking in, there's some reason why I love this player is because of the way he finds space and gets into like goal scoring areas at ease, and it's so smooth how he does it, and that. You know, I'm not just talking about the fact he got the winner of you, but I really enjoyed the way he played, the way he gets it tactically.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the reasons why it's very hard for Lukaku getting that team because I think the thing with Lukaku is that he's very good with his back to goal. He's very good at like I said, running into spaces, and he's very good at getting on in the crosses. But you don't play that way. You just don't play that way. You play a way where it's all about a press. And playing through those lines and getting past the press, and that everyone you tend to attack a lot through your wing backs, especially when like with Chilwell and Reece James in the side. So a player who goes in and makes the runs that a defender doesn't see, that a midfield find difficult to pick up. Havertz is one a top player, but the thing with Havertz is as this guy said in your chat, he has to be consistent.
100%.
For a player of that quality. And we used to have the same thing with Mesut Ozil, me and Selfie, is that when you've got natural ability to play football. Sometimes, right, it's a shame that, your numbers don't match your natural ability. And I think I don't want a player who I admire a lot to fall into that category, but he will do, because that ability alone and the way he finishes chances when he gets in the box, he should be scoring 15, 20 goals a season for me.
He should.
Easy. He's that good. You know what I mean? He's not as direct as Ziyech. He hasn't got the range of passing, but there's something you can't teach. That ability, to play the split striker system, get in that box. You know what I mean? Plus, he's a tall lad as well, so he can get on the end of headers as well. It'd be a shame if he doesn't go on to be a great.
No, 100%. Right now, I'm seeing 147 people in the building, and we have only 59 likes. We got to get those likes up. Smash the like button. Smash the likes. But yeah, I have to agree. Kai yesterday, look, it's as if Thomas Tuchel just gives him a free roaming role. You see that with that false nine? Because Kai, it's just like you said, his game intelligence is just different. Like the way he just operates the channels, he knows when to move, where to be, and he just sees the game 2 steps ahead of everybody else. It's just, you see my frustration.
Send him our way.
You see my frustration, though. This is the thing. My frustration is that sometimes the players around him are just not there on his wavelength. They miss the passes, they miss the runs, and he's not rewarded for these things. But enough about the cup final before I get even more depressed.
Sorry to cut in. Can I just say about Havertz? Yeah, you paid the same money for him as Pepe, and your fans give him such a pass because he scored that goal in the final.
Yeah, it was naturally going to happen, isn't it?
Well, let's be real here. Yeah? Let's be absolutely real, right? Your fans sit there and say Pepe's been a flop. Your guy's done nothing. Absolutely
I don't think. But here's the
seasons, apart from that goal. I know he scored in the Super Cup or the World Cup Club Cup or final or whatever the other day. He actually scored yesterday. Obviously offside, yeah, but it's only because of that goal. Twice. Yeah, it's only because of that goal in that Champions League final that
he immortalized. Yeah,
goes under the radar. No media speak about it, but they always cuss Pepe. None of your fans talk about it, but they all cuss Pepe.
I don't think Pepe.
Christ, bro.
Here's the thing. I don't think Pepe is a bad player. First of all,
Pepe's quality.
2, I think that Pepe again, and it's a story we're hearing amongst a lot of teams. It's he's a victim of his surroundings, the management. There's been so many times where I've been like, why on earth is it this guy one of the first names on the team sheets and he can't get a sniff in? Now that Aubameyang's gone, it's going to be interesting to see
whether for fun, by the way.
Yeah, facts. It's going to be interesting to see if Arteta is going to start trusting him again. But since we are on the topic of Arsenal, obviously, the news has come out today that they have raised the season ticket prices again. And obviously, you two being Arsenal fans and paid for many, many years, there's no better people than to ask your opinion. Kenny, let me start with you. What do you reckon to that news? Obviously, nobody wants to pay more money for anything, but talk to me, Ken.
Well, the problem is with Arsenal Football Club and football in general is that they think that the match-going fan is a sure thing. It's like if you look at like the most neglected stakeholders in football are match-going fans, and Arsenal's kind of no different. The fact is that they haven't taken consideration, like the human side of of their fan base and looking after their fan base. All they thought about is the fact that yes, we need to update our stadium. The stadium is 16 years old. Yes, we're going to talk about football finance. That because we haven't had capital and match day revenue coming to the ground because of the empty stadiums, and the fact that they've lost money with the TV deals because all games were made live, which means they have to pay back a rebate back to the channels where you are in the United States and also Asia, Australia, Africa, all those areas in India as well. I understand that, but your fans have other situations: no inflation, furlough, redundancies, working in the retail trade where there's very little business because everyone's working from home. They're your fans. Some of these fans have had to give up. Some of the fans are maybe forced to give up the season tickets. Some of those fans have taken a holiday for a year because of the financial situation, which hasn't abided. We're still in lockdown. We're not in lockdown, but they're going to get rid of all the lockdown measures in the next week or so. But it's the recovery. Just because they say, right, everything's open doesn't mean train's going to run. and that you're going to have packed trains doesn't mean that, that everyone's going to go back to work, or it doesn't mean that, people lost their jobs and get new jobs. That's what you've got to think about. It's all well and good being a financial expert and speaking about the club, but you've got to talk about your fans. And the fact is that Arsenal haven't warranted having this 4% hike in ticket prices because of the situation. You don't need the money. In terms of like kit deals, already paid for, you already smashed it, all the money's there, plus advertising and commercialism hasn't changed during the pandemic because you're still playing, you're still live on TV. Yes, you've lost a bit of money going on tour and everything. Yes, we're out of Europe, but you don't need that 4% that badly. You've got a benefactor who actually secured a loan on your behalf, our behalf, to keep us going through the pandemic. That benefactor can easily secure another loan where he can pay for all these sort of things, i.e., updating the stadium and covering that kind of loss, because we'll get it back anyway, eventually. Why not just wait 2 years? Wait until your stakeholders' financial situations have changed, and then you put the prices up. You're more than capable of doing it. Football, your TV deals are going to go up. In terms of like your commercial deals, is going to go up. Football's always going to be popular, so you're always going to get some business from all corners of the world trying to get involved. And at the end of the day, this guy's right. Arsenal, in terms of statistically, they already pay the highest prices. Why make them pay higher? And one more thing, you ain't got Champions League football. So again,
that's it.
You're not producing quality football or entertaining football anyway. Yet you want fans to, use the fact that they're a sure thing on your behalf. It's wrong.
No, well said, Ken. Go on, Lee.
I just want to apologise because I didn't realise you'd asked me that, Chike. Yeah, so if that was on the stream earlier or yesterday, I don't know, I can't remember. But listen, if anyone who puts a super chat into my stream, 99.99999% of the times I answer them. Yeah,
Ray Wilkins, 986.
Hey, big up GK for the super chat. I think you done it twice as well by mistake. I don't know if you done it by mistake.
No, it's a glitch.
It's a glitch. All right, I just wanted to.
You've pinned one, and it's pinned. It's
highlighted. Okay. Yeah, this one I was trying to figure out what he meant, but he was okay. So he's basically trying to say you can't put Pepe on Kai Havertz's level. I think he's talking to you, Lee. He's trying this.
Who is this guy? Can't put Pepe on Kai Havertz's level. Kai Havertz has scored how many goals in his career? Yeah, how many? He plays in a better team.
You see what he started, mate.
Yeah, let me just say this as well. Right? I could not give two flying Fs here how old Pepe is. Every time Pepe plays for us, he looks good. Every time Kai Havertz plays, I don't see anything. Yeah, well done. He had a good game yesterday. Did he get the trophy? No, so it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you spent 70 million quid on him based off of Bundesliga. Well, we've seen with Jadon Sancho for the same money as well. That ain't gone well either, has it? Yeah. Yeah. And
no one's really talking about that as much.
Well, they won't because he just goes under the radar because everyone wants to pick on Pepe. Yeah, brother, I swear to God, yeah, this hate for Nicolas Pepe is disgusting. Right? The guy was our top goal contributor last season. And people are saying he's flopped. What if he's flopped then? What's Kai Havertz done? Because he's been here 2 years now. Yeah, what's he done in 2 years? Oh, but he's acclimatizing. Got to give him the first season. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But Pepe's been here 3 years, so he's been here 1 year longer. He's already been our top goal contributor. And every time he comes on, he looks lively. Yes, he's not the finished perfect player because he ain't. Yeah, and he is frustrating. Kenny, you watch him live every week or whenever he gets a game. He is frustrating, yeah, but
he's the only one. He's, it's catching what you're saying. Don't like to say this. He's more naturally gifted than Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Martinelli. He's naturally, when you talk about natural footballers, and you have a list of naturally gifted players who don't need coaching because they got quick feet, they can do something in the box because they do something different. He's your man, and when you talk about false number nines, he can be that player. The fact that it's Arsenal do struggle to break teams down, he's that kind of player. As the je ne sais quoi, who has got quick feet, can beat his man. Yeah, Saka has got pace and he's got skill. Is he as naturally gifted as Nicolas Pepe? I beg to differ. But as Lee always says, and I think you say as well, man knows football as well, you've got to have to understand that in English football, the player that comes from the youth setup will get more time, and he'll get the adulation of the fans, because the buzzwords we use in English football is one of our own. Everton have had players, with the exception of Rooney, who have come through the ranks and they haven't made it, but they get that instant love with the fans because of the fact that they come from the ranks. Michael Branch, Kenny, they never made it, and Jeffers never made it, but because they're local lads from Liverpool, Sport Everton, they're getting it. Jack Wilshere, you mentioned, Smith Rowe, Patino now is going to get the adulation as well. And you've got a situation with, Chalobah, Odoi, Mason Mount, 100%. Fans are all over that. And it's
somebody in the chat said, where is he? Champions League, Super Cup and Club World Cup, said T. Yeah? Yeah, let me say something, right? There's a player who plays for Bayern Munich right now. He used to play for PSG. Yeah, he also used to play for Stoke City. Yeah, yeah. He also used to play Choupo-Moting. Yeah, he used to play for Stoke City as well. Trophies don't really make you a great player, mate. It just means you're in a good team. Yeah. Phil Jones is a Premier League winner. Is he any good? Would you have him at Chelsea?
Lee, you're rattling the chat.
Yeah, Yaya Sanogo is an FA Cup winner.
Oh no.
Yeah. So just because these players win trophies doesn't mean they're great players. There's great players that don't win trophies. In fact, actually, Kleberson is a World Cup winner.
Oh, bruv.
Yeah. Come on.
Allow it.
And then you've got somebody like Leo Messi.
Hey, listen. Watch. This is what I'm gonna say about Kai. Yeah. He will.
He'll be managing your club in 20 years, bro. That's how it works, isn't it? Man United have done it with Ollie. So,
oh God, you're on fire today, mate.
Hey, Lee, bruv. Lau Kai Havertz. He's the star boy, innit? Allow him. He's going to be a star boy. I promise you, yeah? This is one
He's flopped already. He's not going to get any better, mate.
Listen to what I'm saying, yeah?
He's got the ability, though. He's got the ability.
He has got the ability.
He needs
kind of. When I say kind of, yeah, he's got the ability, as in his movement's pretty good. Yeah, and he can read the game well, yeah? But he ain't that great. He's skinnier than me. He's taller than me. Yeah, he's got no strength. He don't win headers, but he did in Germany. Why? Because in Germany, the defenders were this far away from you, so it's a free header every time. Over here, and this is why Jadon Sancho's finding it difficult. Because as soon as you come to this league, and I'm not saying this league's the best, right? Because I don't think it is at times. Yeah, but then other times I think it is. So I don't know. It's subjective, but either way.
It's physical.
That's the thing. When you come to this league, Jadon Sancho gets the ball in Germany. He's got 25 yards of space to run into, right? Or in behind, because they play on the halfway line after teams. When you come over here, as soon as the player gets the ball, bang, somebody's on him. Yeah, and it takes forever and maybe not at all for you to suss that out. Yeah, which is why Sancho struggled. And people go, oh, but he's scored a couple of goals recently. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Because when these Man United fans want to say he ain't flopping, he is flopping. Lukaku's flopping. There we go. Okay, cool. First season back in the league for both of them. Yeah, and
Lukaku was a bad fit. That's one I'm just going to tell you straight up and down. That was just poor scouting. He should not be in our team.
He's available though. But the thing is that at the time, obviously, all three of us had their reservations because of the fact of what we saw in Man United. But the thing is that what was unmistakable that you would never have gone for Lukaku had Havertz. So not Havertz, Werner, who got himself in excellent positions, finished his dinner. Yeah. If he finished those chances,
necessary. Facts.
It wouldn't be necessary. You know, I could go as far as saying Werner's finishing cost Frank Lampard his job.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, Todd Miller, I'm actually going to give you a wrench because we're getting spammed to bits. So I'm going to have to get some of my warriors to get these guys off. Tito, have I given you a wrench?
The fan base.
Yeah, bruv. But you know what? You see when the haters are turning up? You ready?
No, that's just bots, bruv. They're bots. They're computers. It's a computer doing that. Yeah, it's a computer. It's generated by a computer, mate.
What a load of bollocks.
Yeah, when it drops in 5 in one hit from the same thing, yeah, it's a bot, bruv. It's not an actual human being doing that.
I just gave Todd Miller a wrench. I gave T-Dot a wrench as well. But yeah, that Kai Havertz conversation had that chat going.
Can I just say about the season ticket prices as well, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to take over, yeah, but I wanted to say, yeah, right, all these people that are sitting there on their social media accounts that are moaning and bitching and crying about it, right? You're still going to go though, innit? Yeah, and I know Kenny's different. Yeah, it's different because listen, Kenny, you've been at protests, you've been at marches, you've been at everything, mate. Yeah, and I know that. Yeah, right. But these people that don't have a season ticket, that's what I'm aiming it at. That don't have a season ticket, that want to sit and cry about it. Yeah, and I mean cry about it. Oh, it's a disgrace. The Cronkies. Oh, you don't even fucking go, mate. So what's it got to do with you?
That's true.
Facts.
That is true.
It's got nothing to do with it.
And you know that is true, and I think there have been a couple of people who've forsaken going to football matches because they've been otherwise engaged or otherwise employed to watch games in the TV studio, and that's not a criticism of them, but it's the fact that what's the going rate to give your club the finger. That's all I've got to say. And yeah, but. You've got to realise one thing is that you can go from like one extreme to another. You can be when you do go down that road, you have to be a man of all seasons. You have to be some sort of chameleon. You could be anything anyone wants you to be. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the people who are masquerading as representing the Arsenal Football Club are doing. Is that there's an audience out there that needs entertainment. There's an audience out there who needs. Basically, everyone wants that sort of question time moment. The random guy puts his hands up and he gets the applause. That's what we're getting with Dominic.
It's true. It's true, mate. 100%.
Chelsea boy 11, like I said, I think you've upset some people in the chat, Lee.
No, I don't care. I don't deliberately try and upset people. Like, don't take it seriously. It's my opinion. I don't rate him. What's he done?
It's a fact. No, it's a fact. Lee, do you know what you just
said?
Havertz
done to prove me wrong, to go, wow, you're a player, mate. Nothing. When he does,
what you're saying in terms of opinions, it's a fact, bro. You get me? I think Kai Havertz is going to be a star boy. You don't rate him, cool. We just accept each other and agree to disagree.
And pick up to Chelsea boy 11, man. Chill,
yeah, man. Pick up Chelsea boy 11. But listen, this comment is one of the comments of the evening. I ain't gonna lie.
I've been telling you for how long, Kenny?
Yep. We're gonna be pushing you with this agenda, Kenny. You need to put get your YouTube up now. And we've told you in public.
The thing is that I'm one of those sort of Marmite characters, and I think I'm like.
Oh, and I'm not.
I think everyone on this panel divides opinion, but you got to. It's all about technical, like expertise, patience, support as well. Because I've got the support obviously from both of you, but in terms of like the patience is probably going to be there. But in terms of technical expertise, that is going to. I need to go on a sort of computer science course before I even do it. I mean, when I saw you guys with your music on YouTube, I thought that you guys went to like your local, musician, paid them about £500 to do, put music on your channels. I didn't realise that when I actually checked myself, that you actually got free music on YouTube. See, that's something to learn already. And you want me to do
Kenny,
YouTube?
Kenny, just get your channel sorted, man. Stop waffling. Get your channel sorted.
Get your channel sorted, bro.
Listen, you put videos out on Insta all the time. Yeah, you can be.
I do that. It's easy. It's easy. You just go there, talk, get your little stand, sit in this nice big chair, put the dressing gown on.
That's what you're doing now.
Nah, no serious. Nah, but really and truly, no seriousness, Ken. I've been watching Ken. I've been watching you for years, brother, and I've learned so much about the game from you, brother. And it's only right.
This guy's knowledge of football is a joke.
Yeah, it's this different level. This is why we've been getting.
You should go on mastermind, Kenny. I'm gonna reply for you.
Yeah, man.
Just, I don't know.
Any football,
with the questions you asked,
I
have to revise. Something was cool. I mean, I've got to revise. When was the first time that they use a white ball in the FA Cup final? I've got to revise something like that because that's the sort of question they ask them. I do know it, by the way. The first time they used a white ball in the FA Cup final, they used to use an orange ball before that.
What year was it?
1974 FA Cup final was the first cup final where they used the white ball.
Wow, never knew that. There you go. And who took part in the final? Weren't that Wolverhampton and someone?
No, it was Liverpool Newcastle. You're just testing me.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's levels to this. Hey, big up Troops' toenail back again.
Yeah, come on. This guy's sound, man. He's a good boy.
Yeah, he is. He proper supports the channel, man. Troops needs to let me see the light again. I want to see the light. I want flip-flop settings. Hey, Troops, you need to sort your toe out, mate. Definitely needs to breathe before it gets.
This guy's got another account called Joel Linton as well. He's a good lad.
There's another one. I don't know if he's here today, but there's a Guni's forehead somewhere. It's so funny. It's literally just my eyebrows and my forehead.
So get this right. I've learned something new now. All of you guys have got your own tribute acts, or you've got people who imitate you. So, for instance, you got Guni's forehead. You got bloody hell. There's Lee Gunner exposed, Lee Gunner clips.
Oh,
I mean, how many
every time I load up YouTube, Kenny, a new video of me pops up. Yes, it's like Lee Gunner's best bits, or Lee Gunner exposed, or Lee Gunner this, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, these people are crazy, bruv.
Guni, would
you know, I think you're waiting for them to get monetized before you start doing them.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, as soon as they monetize, which they never will be. Yeah, as soon as they're monetized, I'm claiming copyright on every single video.
Roy Hodgson, TK.
Lee.
There you go.
How are you doing? How are you doing for time guns? Because I know usually you're on a channel straight after this one.
No. Normally I'm on before you, but Henry couldn't do tonight. He's on lates.
Okay, but big up Henry anyway.
Another 10, 15 minutes, 10 minutes maybe.
I've got to big up Henry anyway, because I actually did watch his He's good, man. He's entertaining as well, knows what he's talking about. So if you're
Tottenham, very much.
If unfortunately you are a Tottenham fan, definitely go and follow Henry Winter. He has actually got
Henry Winter. He's a reporter, mate.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, he's a very good journalist, actually. I like.
Sorry, I got mixed up with the names, but definitely go and follow.
Was he the first person to call out Arsene Wenger?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I like him.
That's probably why, isn't it? GK, thank you very much again for the super chat. With much traveled Premier League manager, managed the national teams of Switzerland, UAE, Finland, and England. This is for Kenny and Lee Gunner.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson.
I've already answered that one.
There's a question too above that, yeah, from Messiah. Yeah, Lee and Kenny, who's the best Arsenal player of all time, and Guni, who's the best Chelsea player? For me, it's Bergkamp, but I think Kenny's. Yeah, I was going to say I think Kenny thinks differently. Bergkamp for me. The
best Chelsea player of all time for me. Didier Drogba. That's my personal preference. I don't want to hear it. That's my guy. That's my guy. I love him. Okay, listen. All right, cool. If we're putting agendas aside, 100%.
It's got to be JT or Lampard, isn't it?
Well, listen. I was gonna say one of those two names, JT and Lampard.
Is it because of the match winners? It's because he scored in virtually every cup final where you guys played in.
And you know what it is as well? It's just the nostalgia I get when I remember Arsenal Chelsea. That's why I love him so much. You got to remember, I went to school in North London. I went Finchley Catholic High School. Do you know how many Arsenal fans were there and how much corn I used to get? So it's a bit of a personal one for me. So that's why I love Drogba. But in terms of best ever player for me, that I've watched at Chelsea, 100% it's got to be Lampard and Terry. You can't take away their contributions.
What Zola?
They're legends.
What Zola?
Zola 2. Hey, Zola 2. If we're going to put... Listen, Zola, Desailly. Yeah, man. Desailly, all these guys. Hey, Zola.
Not Zola.
Zola was
a bad man. He was so good.
He was the magician. Hey, Gunnar, this is a question for you. Zola or Eden Hazard? Because this is a big conversation.
Oh, Zola ain't even a debate.
Kenny, Zola or Eden Hazard?
Gianfranco Zola is one of the... Obviously, it's your club and you know more than me, but the best player I've seen in a Chelsea shirt is Gianfranco Zola. The best player I've seen in a Tottenham shirt, although I hate the club, is Glenn Hoddle.
Hoddle. Man,
if I was to pick because I'm not that old that I'd see Glenn Hoddle play. I wish I was. Yeah, but for me,
I promise you, the guy played in his slippers. He might as well have slippers. His feet was. He knew he had the best long passer this country's ever produced. Trust me now, Glenn Hoddle will break a press by just one pass.
Yeah, he was
two players in him. He'll find the press. His free kicks, his volleys.
He was sick.
2 feet,
Didn't
left and right.
Didn't think of manage him at Monaco.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing, Glenn Hoddle, if he was French, he would have got 150 caps. And I hate him because he's Tottenham, but he's that great.
Yeah. No, my dad said the same. My dad said he was quality. For me, in my lifetime, the best Tottenham player for me was David Ginola. He was fucking
that guy was on smoke. David Ginola was on smoke. He was a player. I ain't gonna lie to you. But lads, listen, I'm probably just gonna wrap it up now because the kids are alone in the room before they put the house on fire and there's no more Man Knows Football or anybody in here.
Can I answer the question from that Troops Toenail who won goal of the season in 11-12 season? I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark, and this was against your lot.
Don't say it.
Cisse.
The Cisse volley that I was there for. Was it 11-12? Was that 11-12?
I don't know. That's what I'm guessing.
They beat you 2-0 that season.
I was there for,
Bar and Cisse, isn't it?
You see my brain and years and numbers and all that. Like, I am terrible at that, honestly. Like, in terms of, like, you guys, when you say this happened in 1968 or whatever, I'm like, bro, I just know it happened. You know, but if you're asking
you know why that is, isn't it?
Hey, bro.
What, Chelsea had no history then?
Hey, stop it. Behave. Hey, there could be 2 reasons. It could be either that one or it could be.
What's Cisse?
It was Cisse as well. Yeah, it was. Oh, bloody holy!
I'll tell you one thing though, right? You know this thing with Romain. I mean, come on, he's still going to control your club, isn't he?
Of course he is. You knew what he'd done. It was just it was a masterstroke step. But this is the thing: is what people don't understand, and what I recently just learned as well. Is that a lot of people who have that kind of net worth, they usually put their stuff in trust anyway. Nothing is really
You'd be a fool not to. You know the thing is, the British media not being fair to them. Why isn't any of the British outlets talking about the fact that he's speaking to and he's trying to broker peace talks between Russia and Ukraine through like a Ukraine director, but no one wants to talk about that because the fact that as far as I'm concerned, everything Russian, is in the mud. And I suppose so, because you can't go invading other countries. But, sorry to get political, we have to be consistent around the board because we have to be outraged by every atrocity around the world. We can't just get outraged because it's affecting Europeans.
No. In answer to that question, that was the season that Eduardo broke his leg. Yeah, I'm sure it was that season, wasn't it, Kenny? Or was
the season before that. It was season before that.
But if I'm going to take a stab in the dark, Man United won the league that season, but I think Liverpool came second.
Liverpool.
I
think they only lost twice that year, or 3 times.
Once, 3 or 4. Yeah, twice. I'd say 2 times.
I think they lost twice that year.
They did double over Man United, and they did love over Man United, and I think it's Liverpool. It's got to be Liverpool.
There you go. It is. He's put it in there. Yeah, come on. We know what we're talking about. Lads.
Oh, he was right. Oh, yeah. That one, listen, that one I could say I answered off chest. The other ones I was just like, I'm going to leave the other guys to do it. My brain.
It was 2 games as well. Come on.
It's 2 games. Oh, flip. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got that one right. But people.
That Liverpool side that didn't win the league in 2009 was a superb side. And probably arguably as good as the current team they have now.
It was just that Man United were just...
Yeah, Man United were still... Yeah, exactly.
Rooney, Ronaldo and Carrick, isn't it?
Mad.
That team.
Lee, what have you got? What have you got coming up?
Nothing until the show with you tomorrow, bro. You, Eunice and Northside, 2 p.m. UK time.
100%. Definitely, I'm going to be ready for that.
And then I'm on with Terry on the Football Terrace straight after.
Okay. I made my Football Terrace debut last week, actually. It was good speaking with Terry. Good peoples over there. Kenny Ken, you've got to start your channel. We're going to start this Kenny Ken agenda.
Let's get a petition to start Kenny's channel.
Which sport do you want me to talk about? Because, I don't know if you know, there's a Chelsea fan. Well, she says she's Chelsea anyway, even though she lives in East London. Her name's Lady Chan. I always do a boxing show every Monday or Tuesday. It depends on whether she's had any sleep or not.
Well, why don't you call it Kenny's Sport Channel
Max?
or Kenny's?
Or Kenny talks.
Rather
Yeah,
than
Kenny talks.
because you could do boxing, cricket, and football then, can't you? Rather than doing like you could put Kenny talks sport.
To be honest, boxing don't sell. People are not really interested. Boxing and cricket don't really sell.
Boxing is hard on the internet. It is hard to crack it on the internet.
Nah,
Cricket
it's
as well.
Of course, I'll be a cricket friend.
hey. But on that note, people, listen, Kenny Lee, thank you very much for joining.
thank you, man.
You get me. Tomorrow, obviously, I'm gonna be on with Lee. Everybody's social media descriptions are down there the social media details are down there in the description, all clickable links as well. I've done all the hard work for you. Big up every single one of you in the chat. You know how much I love interacting with you guys. Thank you all for the super chats. And I will be live tomorrow with Eunice. We will be discussing our sorrows after yesterday's loss, and we'll be given a bit of a more tactical insight when all the emotions are gone. Because yesterday I almost threw my.
When you play Luton Town,
sorry.
When you play Luton Town,
when we play in Luton Town, good question.
This weekend,
is it this?
Yes, that's right. Cup, is it this week?
Can't even check the fixtures. Yeah, second. Yeah, no, it's on Wednesday. It's on Wednesday, the 2nd of March. 7:15 kickoff is saying here, so 2nd of March. But yeah, man, tomorrow we'll be going live. But yes, the Big Six is on, I think, now. So make sure you go over there, support Matisse. You get me? Spam that chat, support my brother Matisse and everybody that's there. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you do.
I'll tear her out.